The time has come for man to make his peace with nature. Let us renew our commitment. Let us redouble our effort. The quality of our life on this good land is a cause to unite all Americans. The environmental agenda now before the Congress includes laws to deal with water pollution, pesticide hazards, ocean dumping, excessive noise, careless land mowing, and many other environmental problems.
In 1892, William T. Love proposed connecting the upper and lower Niagara rivers by digging a 6-mile canal to provide cheap hydroelectric power to the area. This region, located in New York State, became known as Love Canal. However, after only a mile of the trench was dug, the project was abandoned due to a lack of funding. The canal then became a landfill for chemical waste used by Hooker Chemical Corporation, the City of Niagara Falls, and the U.S. Army. Approximately 22,000 tons of at least 200 different chemicals were dumped by Hooker Chemical Company from 1942 to 1953. Then, in 1953, they sealed the landfill with a clay cap to contain the chemical waste and sold the land to the Niagara Falls Board of Education for $1. Despite Hooker's warnings of the potentially toxic nature of the property, the city proceeded to build an elementary school on the newly acquired land.
Civil defense officials are urging you to take cover.
Please stay indoors with your windows closed.
In March of 1979, Americans awoke to a nuclear nightmare.
The potential is there for the ultimate risk of a meltdown at the 3 Mile Island Atomic Power Plant outside Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
In the worst case, a massive amount of radioactive material would be spewed into an area 5 to 10 miles in diameter and 20 miles downwind.
The president tried to quell the panic.
The president's trip here was a dramatic gesture.
Within the next few days, important decisions will be made.
Have you ever wondered what the EPA Superfund is and how it works? Let's dive right in. The EPA, or the Environmental Protection Agency, plays a pivotal role in safeguarding both human health and our cherished environment. It's a watchdog, ensuring the well-being of our planet and its inhabitants. Now, one of the EPA's most significant initiatives is the Superfund. This program, established by the federal government, is tasked with tackling hazardous waste sites. Imagine a site so heavily contaminated with hazardous substances and pollutants that it poses a serious risk to human health and the environment. That's where the Superfund comes in, designed to clean up these danger zones and restore them to a state of safety. The EPA Superfund is not just a program, it's a crucial lifeline, mitigating the effects of hazardous waste on our environment. The EPA Superfund is indeed a crucial initiative for mitigating the effects of hazardous waste on our environment. But you might ask, why was the Superfund created in the first place? Well, let's travel back in time to the late 70s. A community in upstate New York, Love Canal, was catapulted into national headlines. Chemical waste, buried by a company decades earlier, had begun to seep into homes and schools, causing a public health crisis. This event served as a wake-up call, highlighting the urgent need for a systematic approach to deal with hazardous waste sites. Enter the Superfund, established in 1980 by the United States Congress. Its purpose? To ensure that those who have created these hazardous waste sites pay for their cleanup. But what if these parties can't be found, or refuse to clean up their mess? That's where the government steps in, using Superfund's resources to manage the cleanup process. So, the Superfund serves as a safety net, ensuring hazardous waste sites get cleaned up, regardless of who is responsible. Now that we understand the rationale behind the Superfund, how does it actually work? Well, the process begins when a potentially hazardous site is discovered. This could be a result of reported environmental or health concerns, or through routine inspections. The Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA, then steps in to assess the site. The EPA evaluates the potential risks to human health and the environment. If the site poses a significant threat, it is proposed for placement on the National Priorities List, a roster of the nation's most hazardous waste sites. Once listed, an in-depth investigation takes place, leading to a detailed cleanup plan. The cleanup phase then commences, involving the removal, treatment, or containment of the hazardous substances. But it doesn't stop there. The EPA undertakes long-term response actions to ensure the cleanup remains effective, conducting regular reviews and, if necessary, further action. The Superfund process is thorough, ensuring that no stone is left unturned in the quest for a cleaner, safer environment. You may wonder, has the Superfund made a significant impact? Indeed it has. The Superfund program has been instrumental in transforming some of the most polluted sites in America into thriving ecosystems and community spaces. For instance, the Iron Horse Park in Billerica, Massachusetts, once a hazardous waste site, is now a bustling commercial hub. Yet it's not all rosy. The Superfund program has faced its share of criticism. Some argue that the cleanup process can be slow and the program's funding inadequate. Nevertheless, the successes cannot be overshadowed. Take the example of the Love Canal neighborhood in New York, a toxic wasteland for decades. Thanks to the Superfund, it has been cleaned up and is now a symbol of environmental resilience. The Superfund has also created jobs, boosted local economies, and safeguarded public health. The EPA Superfund, despite some criticisms, has played a significant role in cleaning up hazardous waste sites, contributing to a healthier environment for us all.